it's Betsy, and today we have a fun video. We're going to be testing out the Leviticus palette by SS Chic Boutique. Now, I went to their website and I can't find this palette on there. They did have some issues with shipping. I pre-ordered the palette and then I had gotten an email right after I ordered it saying it was going to take longer and I could cancel if I wanted to, but I decided to go ahead and keep the pre-order and I just got it. So it is not showing on their website, but they do have a mini version of the palette. Let me see, I'm gonna try not, but I paid $42 for the palette, so I think the mini Levi palette is supposed to be similar to it, but I was intrigued by this color story. As I said, I don't know if they're bringing it back or what. The packaging is super cute. It kind of reminds me of He Shall Not Be Named packaging, but it does have a mirror on the inside, and then the palette looks like this. There are no names on any of the shadows, which is fine by me because unless it's like written right here, I get rid of the little plastic inserts and the thingies, so I have no idea what they're called most of the time anyway. But this is mainly a green palette with some orange and red and a little bit of blue thrown in. So I was excited for this because I have a love of green. So we're gonna start by swatching. So as you can see, there are 18 shades. So we've got the white shimmer, the forest green shimmer, the mint matte. That's more of like a Texas orange matte. We've got a burgundy, more of a bronzy shimmer, almost like an ice blue shimmer, and more of a yellow gold. So here's the burgundy, the bronze shimmer, the ice blue shimmer, the yellow gold. So far they're not swatching terribly. Then we have a lime green, a really pretty yellow, a deep teal, almost like a neon red. So here's the neon green, doesn't swatch the best, the yellow shimmer, the teal shimmer, and the neon-y red. Okay, now we're gonna go to the next row. So we have like a grassy green, kind of a grassy green shimmer, a Kelly green, and this is definitely more Texas orange. The other one was like a dark deepened version. So there is the grass green shimmer, Kelly green, Texas orange. They're not swatching terribly. Some of them are not the best, but they're not the worst. And then we have two more, which is an athletic gold and a forest green. So there's the athletic gold, and there is the forest green. So they're not the best swatches, they're not the worst swatches. The shimmers are okay. Nothing to write home about, but we're gonna try. And I don't know if I told y'all what I paid for this palette. It was like $42.99, and then I think I had to pay shipping on top of it. As I said, it's been so long ago that I ordered it, I really don't remember. Okay. So we're gonna do our eyes just like we always do. Let me find my brush that I constantly use for applying. I don't know where it is. So we're just gonna use this brush. This is an It Cosmetics Airbrush Shadow Brush. We're gonna take the Gerard Cosmetics Clean Canvas Base in Fair. Because as you can see now, especially when my eyebrows are done, I have a lot of hyperpigmentation on my lid. So this definitely helps even everything out. But I was really excited to play with the lime greens, even though yesterday I did a green look, but I never, see how that cancels, not to change the subject, but see how much that fair shade cancels out. I like using this over the medium because I get a little bit more color, like it lightens my skin just enough to be able to use brighter colors without using a white, because white is so awkwardly hard to use a lot of times, or at least it is for me. Sorry for that interruption. I was having some issues with my heat press in the background. So I went ahead and put the primer on both eyes. So as you can see, it does a good job of canceling out the darker color that I have on my lids. That's the heat press making all that sound. That is my day job, people. Okay, so I'm gonna take the e.l.f. eye tapes just like normal, and we're going to cut this down. But see, on my shirt I've got some lime green and stuff, so it's like, let's play with some green. That will make me happy. And I'm really hoping that this performs well, because this is a small business, which y'all know I love, love, love supporting. I've got some powder in my hair from like my texturizing powder, so it looks like I have gray hair. But I love supporting a small business. But I just think that this lodge had some issues. And if it doesn't perform the way that I want it to, I'm not gonna hold it against them, because as I said, I knew that they were having some issues. So we're gonna go into the neon-y green. That's what it looks like. And we're gonna start with that as our main eyelid color. So as you can see, I didn't set the base. I have better luck when I don't set the base when I'm working with brighter colors. So let's see if I can build this up, because it does look a little patchy to begin with, but you know, neon-y shades, and this is definitely on the neon-y side, are notoriously hard to work with and to make. So we're just going to kind of keep building and working with it on both sides to keep our eye look even. You gotta keep it cute. And I don't know how some people do eye looks where they can, like, there are some YouTubers I watch, like Make Me Up Missa. Love her. She does some great colorful looks. But she'll do one eye off camera and have it done, and then come on camera and do a tutorial where she shows it just on one eye. I don't know how people do that and keep it even. I cannot do that. I have to do the same steps on each eye at the same time. So, I mean, you can see on camera that that is patchy. That is very patchy. The color is pretty. So let's see if we can kind of fix it by adding something to it. So we're gonna go into more of that grass green color. So that is picking up okay. That's adding some depth. Let's change brushes. I'm gonna grab a BK Beauty 202 brush, which if you look, it's still a fluffy shader, but it has more of a point. See the difference, how that's just domed and rounded? This will help keep the color more in my crease. Because when you get a palette like this, green is, that is mainly green. Like this, the green is what I want to work with. But I love green eyeshadows anyway. Green are some of my absolute favorites. So that is definitely helping out the look. That color is not patchy at all. They're blending together nicely. So we like that. So I'm going to take the 201 brush and just kind of go back over the edge That's saving the look. So let's do the same thing on the other eye. But I wouldn't say that these shadows are the most pigmented. As you can see, it is taking a little bit to kind of build it up and work with it, which isn't a bad thing, especially if you're new to color. This might make things easier for you. I think people are trying to drive me insane today with motorcycles and loudness on the street. If y'all don't know, I do all of my filming up at my shop because I film for my main channel here. So if I'm gonna get ready for that channel, I'm gonna film. It just makes it easier. So now I'm gonna go into the Kelly green, which is just a little bit deeper. Oh yeah. This is transitioning beautifully. And this time I'm gonna keep it, just bring it into a little over half of my eyelid. Not too far in, but a little over half of my eyelid. I don't feel like I'm great at doing tutorials when it comes to makeup. I love talking about makeup, but I don't feel like, you know, I do what works for me. Shape-wise, color-wise. I feel like greens are fun. Always fun. So I'm just gonna take that 201 brush one more time, and I'm just taking and making sure everything's blended together. So as you can see, it has a very nice blend. I do like this. And I'm not one to complain too much about eyeshadows, but if they don't work the way that I like them to, then I don't use them. Okay, so now I'm going into that DP forest green, so you can see that picked up great on the brush. So that color, I'm definitely gonna keep right here on the outer edge of my eye. Focusing all of it there. I like that color. So this is a green palette, but it's not a grungy green, which y'all know. I love a good grungy green. But there was something about this palette. I saw it in Angelic and Equist, Will I Buy It? And I was like, I will buy that. Because it was available then. Okay, so that looks really pretty, really pretty. So let's go ahead and I'm gonna grab, this is the ColourPop E3 brush. Okay. And we're gonna add some glitter glue to our eye. This is what I do every single time I do an eye look. I grab the glitter glue and I spread it. But yeah, I figure if I'm gonna put on makeup for my other channel, because I love makeup, that's why I started filming it anyway. And now it's really become a love of mine. So I think I'm gonna go in first. This is that forest green shimmer. And I'm just going to kind of pat that over right where we put the forest green, the regular forest green, okay? Now I'm gonna wipe that off. And I think next I'm gonna go into more of the grass green. That's pretty. That's really pretty. And keep that kind of in the front third. I don't feel like these shimmers are anything magical, but they're pretty. Okay, now I'm gonna wipe that off and then we're gonna go into that true gold color, which looks like this, and we're going to apply that in the front third of our eye. That looks really pretty. I know I say really pretty a lot, but that gold is probably one of my favorites, but I think I'm gonna use that yellow in my inner corner. I think that'll be a good look. So let's apply a little bit more over here. Make sure that they look even. Okay, so there are the tops of my eyes done. I think it looks super pretty. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go off camera, I'm gonna do the rest of my face, and then we'll come back and do our lower lash lines, and we will talk about my thoughts on this palette. So I'm back and I have the rest of my face on. I used my Hourglass Mini Edit Unlocked, or Lighting Edit Mini, the blush, bronzer, highlight, and then for lips I used the Finesse shade by Propa Beauty, which I love this color, and the Celine lip gloss by Lunar Beauty. So I like the way it looks. So we're gonna go in to the palette, and I think what we're going to do is I want to use a few different shades. So I'm gonna go into that Cardinally Brick Red shade first, just on the very outside of my lower lash line, because I think I want to kind of play with the colors a little bit more under here. So we're gonna wipe that off, and then I'm going to go into the Texas Orange for the next section. There we go. Okay. Then we're going to go in to that first, this like lighter shade of Texas Orange. It's more of a muted Texas Orange, and go in almost to the front. Wipe that off one more time. We're gonna go into the Athletic Gold. Okay. Add a little bit more yellow towards the front. I think that definitely helps kind of tie the whole look together, and you can definitely, where I got some of the yellow under my eye, you can definitely see the difference in all the shades. So what I'm going to do to add a little bit of brightness is I'm going to go into that neon red ever so slightly and kind of use that. Yeah. So you're still keeping the depth from the colors that I used, but that helps blend it out and add a little bit of brightness. Okay. Tap it off because the color does seem to want to go everywhere. But y'all know, or maybe you don't, Uncle Fester eyes is the way for me. I feel like whenever I go and do a deeper look like this where it kind of goes down some, it really helps kind of hide the wrinkles under my eyes. Well, at least they make them prettier because they're colorful. Ooh, that looks good. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab, this is just a black liner by Sigma. We're going to tight line, or we're going to put some in our waterline, or lower waterline. Not really tight line. I'm going to use, this is the Wander Beauty Mile High Club Mascara. It worked okay with my top lashes today because I used false lashes. And I think it's a good bottom mascara. Like the brush is small enough to get some good separation. But this is definitely not my favorite mascara, but it is black, it does what it's supposed to, so it's good for whenever you're applying lashes. Now, we are going to go into our inner corner. So I'm gonna grab, this is the BK Beauty 207 brush, and we're picking up that super yellow color, and I'm gonna grab my ColourPop Pretty Fresh. And let's apply that to the inner corner. Oh yeah, I love that yellow. I find that to me, I love a good yellow shadow, but it's hard to find a good yellow shadow. You know what I mean? Like, there's lots of yellow shadows, they're not great, but finding a good one is very difficult. So, there we go. The rest of my face is on. Let's talk about this palette. So I used, let's add one more color to what I used. Okay. This is the BK Beauty 203. We're gonna go into that white shimmery shade and just apply ever so slightly under the brow bone. Oh yeah, that's a good brow bone highlight. That's a real good brow bone highlight. Okay, so with this palette, I used 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 out of the 18 colors. And I think the eye look is beautiful. This neon-y green was a little bit weak, but that's not unusual, or at least it's not unusual in my opinion. Neon greens, anything neon, are notoriously difficult to do, but I do love how this eyeshadow look came out. Now hopefully they bring this palette back, because I think a lot of people would get some enjoyment out of this. So if you like this video, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button right down below. And if you hit the notification bell icon next to it, that will notify you when I post new videos, which is typically every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. But we have been inundated by new releases, and I love getting eyeshadow palettes, if you can't tell. So I have a ton and a ton left to review. So filming more days a week has made it where I can post more videos. But I guess that's it. So we shall see y'all later. Bye.